Our featured guest today is Julio Ojeda Zapata, who is a columnist and reporter for the St. Paul Pioneer Press and also the author of a book called Blogging Means Business. Oh, sorry, Twitter Means Business. I'm sorry. Twitter Means Business. And what else do people know about you?
Born in Ecuador, raised in Puerto Rico, been in Minnesota since early 80s when I came to study at St. John's University and become instantly shocked at the high snow drifts. It was quite a traumatic experience at first. So.
When we were just talking, you said something that surprised me. You said that Twitter has changed your life, your personal life, your work life. Do you want to start with that and tell us how Twitter has changed your life?
Well, I'll try not to babble endlessly about it, but in a nutshell, Twitter is kind of amazing. It's very different from Facebook. Facebook is great for interacting with people I already know. Twitter is different in that most of the people I interact with on Twitter I've met on Twitter, and so it's been a fantastic way for me to sort of connect with the human race, to make friends, in my personal life, to hook up with people that can help me professionally for stories, just to interact professionally with with other writers. It's a fantastic way to connect with the human race, and that's sometimes difficult to do because I'm a father, a husband. I'm very busy with my personal life. I just bought a house. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on the house. So it's often difficult for me to get out physically and meet new people, and Twitter has instantly solved that problem because I can just connect. Every day I meet somebody new, and a subset of those people have become friends in my personal life. People I meet on Twitter I now hook up with at the corner coffee shop to hang out. It's remarkable. It's a life changer. I just can't overestimate how important it's been for me.
Now, I take it that works for you because you're kind of a celebrity. People know about you, know who you are, and then they start following you on Twitter. Does that work for people who are a little less well-known?
Well, I have a substantial following on Twitter, and it's partly because I'm a Pioneer Press guy. But I'll give you an example. There's a friend of mine who I met on Twitter. She's a Mexican woman, Rosario Ochoa. And I met her through this other guy. I'm from Puerto Rico. Twitter using Puerto Ricans, by the way, are known as Twitter Ricans. I met this Puerto Rican guy who interviewed me for a podcast, and then he happened to mention, hey, there's this Mexican woman that I know in the Twin Cities. You should get to know her. She and I have become friends and professional acquaintances. She's actually going to do the translation for a revision of my book at some point. She moved to the Twin Cities, and she's a complete unknown. She's relatively well known in Mexico, but she's a complete unknown here. And she has set about to have an impact in social media through sheer dogged foot leather. She's building a following. Nobody knows who she is. And a lot of her activity on Twitter is in Spanish, which is not necessarily the most effective thing here in the Twin Cities. But just through sheer determination, her Twitter following is approaching mine. She has no great Pioneer Press-like professional affiliation, but she's just getting herself out there, becoming known, and that's really all it takes. It takes a little grit, a little shoe leather, a little determination. You can make things happen for yourself on Twitter.
What's her name?
Rosario Ochoa. Very, very impressive woman.
What does she Twitter about?
She's a journalist like myself. She worked for newspapers in Mexico, but then her husband got a job at Weber Shandwick. He's a web developer, so they moved here for his career. And she has no formal career here, but she decided, I'm interested in social media. I want to become influential in social media. Damn it, I'm going to make it happen, and she has. It's very interesting.
What's her Twitter username?
Rosario Ochoa, at Rosario Ochoa, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Her Twitter handle is La Que Se Fue. I'll spell that out for you later, but it means I'm not sure what it means in English.
The one who left.
The one who left. Yeah, the one who left Mexico, I guess. Yeah, La Que Se Fue is her Twitter handle, and so she tweets a lot in Spanish, but also in English. So I would recommend you follow her. So.
How many people hear Twitter?
Can we start by saying what it is?
Oh, sure.
I just
you want to
learned
explain
from-
what Twitter is?
Yeah.
You know what blogging is?
Yes.
Twitter is basically blogging sort of in miniature. You get on the internet, create a Twitter account, and then you can start posting information as you would to a blog. You just do it in little bite-sized pieces of 140 characters or less. It's a way to publish information. But then beyond that, it's a way to once you put something out there, people that are reading that can respond. And so the other important aspect of Twitter is the conversational aspect. A lot of back and forth conversations take place, which is the beauty of it. That's how I've met so many people.
How would someone discover it in the first place, though? Let's suppose that I opened an account and posted a message.
It's the virtual equivalent of being at a party. If you're at a party and you're standing in a corner and not talking to anybody, then nobody's going to know who you are. But if you're at the party and you go up to people and put out your hand and say, "Hi, I'm such and such. Here's what I do. What do you do?" Just it's a matter of making introductions.
No, but how would anybody discover that, the existence of that account?
Of your account?
Yeah.
By reaching out, finding people that share your interests, reaching out and introducing yourself, and sort of as you would at a party.
No, I still don't understand how they would find you. Let's say I'm interested in track and field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's out there, I said it. Now, how does anybody know that that message is there and connect with me?
It might be difficult for people to find you if you didn't do anything about it, but if you go out and find other people that share your interests, then the word will gradually spread. It's a matter of making yourself visible, finding other people that share your interests, introducing yourself, and then they will start following you. They will tell their friends about you, and it sort of snowballs from there.
How would I find them in this system?
Oh, Twitter is very searchable. It's sort of like Google. You go to search.twitter.com and do searches for topics like track and field or whatever.
That answers my question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
When you sign up, you can be categorized according to your interests.
Well, one thing you want to do with the Twitter account is there's a little place to put your biography. So you want to be very specific about what you're about. Like I say, I'm a pioneer press writer, author of a book about Twitter. So that's very important. There are a number of also on the web. There are a number of directories that you can add yourself to. Every day it seems there's a new one. So you can go to these directories and categorize yourself. I'm on Twitter, and these are the categories that I belong to.
These are like third-party directories?
Yeah, like there's like a Twitter-based yellow pages called Twillo, of all things. That's one of many examples. So you can sort of classify yourself, and as a result have other people. There are local Twitter-based organizations that you can add yourself to. So it takes a little work. But,
Local Twitter-based organizations such as?
Well, there are there are specialized search engines for Twitter, for instance, that let you search geographically. Like if you want to find Twitter users in your area, there are ways to do that. You can find, in fact, a lot of people Twitter on their cell phones, and the cell phones have GPS built into them. So there are certain ways if you can get online and find, where are Twitter users that are really near me. I read a fascinating account of my counterpart at the Houston Chronicle, Dwight Silverman, was at a concert, and he had his iPhone, and there are a bunch of little applications you can use on the iPhone to use Twitter. Some of these are location specific, location aware. So he got his iPhone, fired up a Twitter application, and was very easily able to find other people at the concert with whom to compare notes. And the general agreement was this concert was complete crap. And so they kind of commiserated back and forth about what an ordeal this was to be there, with their kids, and It's an
Yes.
I forget who the band was, but so there's all kinds of like really wacky stuff like that you can do.